going on, Jerome? So the Minnesota Vikings have been looking for solutions at the center position for a while. Basically, you had Matt Burke, and then John Sullivan was really good, and then Bradbury, first-round pick, but through 6 seasons, So the Vikings looking for options. One option could be Michael Jurgens, a 7th-rounder in 2024. The pride of Wake Forest. It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. That's right. So the former Demon Deacon was like a 17-year senior. The Rona and the NIL eligibility are making things weird. But basically, Michael Jurgens was a multi-year starter for the Demon Deacons, had a great collegiate career, and Jurgens could and should get a look coming up. Now, Jurgens, as well as fellow 2024 rookie Walter Rouse, who was a 6th-round pick out of Oklahoma, both of them have gotten a little bit of hype, a little bit of steam in terms of adding some depth, as well as maybe down the line, taking over a starting job. We shall see, but all options on the table right now. Basically, outside of Darrisaw, once he gets healthy, and Brian O'Neill, like who the hell knows who's going to be along the interior part of the Vikings offensive line. Long story longer, Paul Allen, PA on the mic, 9 to noon, voice of the Vikings, pictured here with Mike Florios, not a thermos. Little birdie told him that Michael Jurgens has a little bit of a bright future going on. This is from Purple Persuasion. PA was talking on 9 to noon. Quote, no doubt someone close to Paul Allen told him about Viking center Michael Jurgens being a starting center in the NFL one day. Quote, they told PA, quote, they didn't say when, and I didn't ask when, but that's at least as of last offseason, what they thought about Jurgens. So, basically, someone who PA likely respects their opinion, thinks that Michael Jurgens has what it takes to be a starter in this league at some point. Now, will it be with the Vikings? Will it be down the road? Will it be a Jurgens works his way up to be a solid rotational backup guy, backing on multiple spots, and then he's a bit of a spot starter? Could be, but I actually think that this dude has some chops. All right, so like we said, he's 25 years young, 6'5", 311. Amber is the color of your energy. Former 3-star recruit from Damascus, Maryland in 2018. 6 seasons at Wake Forest, basically as long as Tim Duncan. 3-time team captain, 2-year starter at center. 2023, he moved to left guard, and he had his best collegiate season. 86.4 PFF run blocking grade, also efficient in pass protection. 7 pressures, 1 sack, 5 penalties, a partridge in a pear tree. Combine-wise, nailed it. So overall, like solid in the jumps. 32-inch vert at his size is great. 8'11" in the broad jump. Good agility. Marginal straight line speed, but I mean, everyone looks at the 10-yard split for offensive linemen, and it's pretty damn good in the 75th percentile. 7.62 RAS. Scouting report-wise, LancerLineNFL.com. Solid 3-year starter as a center guard, but will need to stick at center as his primary position. Well, buddy, you're in luck, because we need some help at center. Jurgens uses accurate hand and consistent footwork to fit blocks with good centering, but he doesn't have the core strength needed to displace opponents or keep from being pulled and shoved off balance by a strong nose tackle. Great. He's fairly average as an athlete, but he does see the field well in pass protection and steadies the gaps around him. Jurgens lacks a functional power, and contact balance could hurt his chances as a late-round pick or priority free agent. Strengths, center guard experience, looks to protect teammates in pass pro when uncovered. Easy bounce from block to block on twists and combo blocks, which is something that the Vikings struggle with. Just simple things like picking up games, they weren't great at over the last couple of seasons. Patient and extremely accurate with initial hand placement as a run blocker. Smooth as a pull and pop blocker around the corner. And superlatives-wise, like, is he the overpowering powerhouse, 330-pound center who's just going to run over dudes? No. Does he fit the outside zone scheme and concept that has been the Vikings motif along the offensive line for years? Yes, but high football IQ, a great communicator at the line, fast hands, mature footwork as well, very highly coachable, mainly because he was in college for 17,000 years. But overall, like in training camp, it was noticeable. Like he's usually working exclusively as third-team center. Diamond Dan Feeney was your second-team center. Then you got Bradbury with the ones. But Jurgens overall, did a adequate job in training camp as well as preseason. Preseason, he looked pretty good. 145 total snaps in preseason on offense, all at center. 72.1 PFF run blocking grade, as well as only 5 pressures and 0 sacks allowed. So his initial debut was solid. He only dressed for 2 games during the season. Played a little bit of special teams, but that was it. But I mean, overall, like, could he and Walter Rouse do a little something something along the Vikings offensive line in terms of depth, maybe rising up a little bit more. Certainly possible. Now, I do understand that this basically amounts to PA playing a game of telephone. Did you hear that this guy? But actually, I do think that Michael Jurgens could be legit. Now, are you going to just rely on him to be the heir apparent and replace Garrett Bradbury? No. But give him a fair shot and see what he does. I think that he could supplant Diamond Dan Feeney as your swing backup on the interior, and maybe go from there. Plus, Bradbury's contract this year is not guaranteed, so maybe it's a spot where you do bring in some competition at center, either free agency or the draft, and you do give Jurgens a fair shot in training camp, and then all of a sudden, hey, maybe one of those guys rises up and supplants Bradbury, and then you let him go before the start of the season, saving yourself some cap, and then turning the page. Certainly a possibility. But your thoughts are thoughts. Michael Jurgens? ? Let us know. Comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.